Today, I'm going to be busting some of the top myths about bows in Fortnite Chapter 3, Season 1. As you guys may know, it is currently Primal Week, and we've got the return of bows, but these things are not going to be here for long. Only 1 week, so I figured I might as well debunk some myths about them while they're still here and actually break these things down for you guys and see what's true about them and what's not true. So let's actually dive right into the first one, and this is, can you shoot an arrow through a tornado? Now, this process did actually end up taking me a little bit, but eventually I was able to get the correct angle, and it looks like you can, in fact, shoot an arrow through a tornado. I did this basically just by using the primal flame bow. That way, when I shot it through to the other side, I actually had a marker as to whether the arrow made it through or not, instead of having to look for that very small arrow, like a needle in a haystack, except it's an arrow in the grass in Fortnite. So you guys know it would be a little bit difficult if I did not use the flame bow, but thankfully it did actually work. And so you guys do now know that the arrows are not affected by tornadoes, and you are free to shoot your bows right through tornadoes any times that you come across one. Now, the next myth that I have is actually a pretty evil one. I'm not gonna lie with you guys. This one is whether you can burn a Klombos to death with the primal flame bow. I know that sounds horrible, but think about it. The Klombos, in theory, has around 5,000 HP, but it is always regenerating its hit points. So would it be possible to set it on fire, and then that would actually counteract the regeneration? So I tried this, and I tried shooting it, but the Klombos are actually immune to fire. So, you know, that one did not work out too well, and this myth has been busted. But there is another question that we actually have with these bows around the Klombos. Can you shockwave grenade a Klombos and send it flying with the shockwave bow? I think that this would be an amazing mechanic, so I hopped into a game to test it out. And unfortunately, the Klombos is just too heavy to get moved by these shockwave grenades. It literally does not even budge. I think that they should add this in, though, because this would be hilarious to just see Klombos flying around the map. I think that would be some of the best stuff ever. So, Fortnite, if you're watching this video, consider implementing this as a mechanic, because this would be absolutely amazing. Now, our next myth is a bit of a stranger one. Can you actually burn a pizza with a primal flame bow? Now, this sounds very weird, but it actually does kind of make sense. I mean, obviously, you can burn pizza in real life. Can you go ahead and actually burn it in a game of Fortnite? Now, let's actually go ahead and try this. Basically, we're just going to go and shoot the pizza. And it looks like this is not catching fire, even though we're attempting to cook that pizza and I'm dying to the fire. Everything except for the pizza is being burned. This is actually hilarious. I thought that the pizza would get burned. I thought that the item would be destroyed on the ground. But it turns out pizza is just immune to damage and immune to being overcooked. That is how you know Fortnite makes one good pizza. Now, for our next myth, we're going to be trying to see if you can actually shoot yourself with your own arrow by shooting it straight up into the sky and letting it fall right back down on top of you. Now, the way that we're going to do this and guarantee that I didn't actually just miss the shot is we're using a primal stink bow. Now, what this means is that when the arrow lands, we will know exactly where it landed because of the giant stink cloud effect. So this will either guarantee that this works or it'll guarantee that it doesn't work. So let's go ahead and shoot it straight up into the air, and I'm not thinking that that's coming back down. That looks like that's staying pretty far up there. So let's actually try and do it with a little bit of a lesser charge. Maybe if we don't charge it the full way, it'll still come back down. And look at this. It's in the air. It's in the air. It's in the air. Here it comes. Wait, is it coming back down? Oh my goodness, that's so unfortunate. So it looks like the arrow will not actually damage you, but that is really, really cool that the arrow does come back down to you, even if it is super high in the air. Let me try and get this. Oh, I think that went literally right through me. Wow. So basically, what we have proven here is that the bow's arrows will come back down if you shoot them up. You just cannot do it on a full charge. You're just going to need to lightly tap your bow, and then your arrow will actually come flying back down to you after only just a few seconds. For the next myth, we're going to be trying something incredibly oddly specific, and this is, can you detonate a clinger early by shooting an arrow at it. Now, honestly, I'm not sure if this is gonna work, but Fortnite sometimes surprises us with the things that they do. So let's go ahead and try this. Throw down a clinger, and then bam, shoot it. Unfortunately, it's not looking like that's gonna be doing anything. We can try this again, maybe with the primal stink bow. Maybe that will make a difference. If we fully charge it, no. Unfortunately, that interaction does not actually exist, even though I think it would be quite funny. Now let's go ahead and try this one. But let's see if we kill that. Now, even if you kill the thing that the clinger is on, it will still wait to explode. So unfortunately, this is not going to work, and this myth has actually been disproved. Now, in this clip, it actually led perfectly into the next myth that I wanted to test, and this guy was perfectly positioned for it. I wanted to try and see if you can shoot an arrow through a window. It sounds like it should be a guaranteed yes, but Fortnite sometimes doesn't do the most obvious things. So right here, I aimed it perfectly, and I shot that arrow straight through the window, confirming this myth that you can actually shoot arrows through windows. Obviously, there are some that you can't. There are some weird areas on the map that don't let it work. But for the majority of windows, you're going to be able to shoot arrows through them. So now that we know that you can actually shoot arrows through specific windows in specific circumstances, can you actually shoot an arrow through a wooden wall? Now, this sounds really dumb, but there are technically cracks in these wooden walls. And back in the very, very original days of Fortnite, I'm talking before seasons even existed, there was actually a bug where you could shoot through these little cracks. And along with that, they used to have the ability to actually shoot through walls like these. So is that still in the game? Let's actually go ahead and test it out. So first off, let's try this wall. I'm hoping that this works, but it's looking like it doesn't. The arrow gets stuck right there. And unfortunately, like, look right here. There's a little crack, and in theory, an arrow should be able to fit through there. But unfortunately enough, Epic has actually removed this from the game, and you can no longer shoot arrows through those tiny little areas. Now, as for wooden walls, I believe that the same is going to be true, so let's actually go ahead and test it out. And as you guys can see there, again, unfortunately, even if you shoot it dead in an area where there is nothing, this will still not go through the wall. I thought that maybe it would. Maybe Fortnite would actually bring this back all the way back since the OG days of Fortnite. But unfortunately, it looks like it's not going to be happening. Now, for the final myth, I've got a really fun one. And this is, can you pick up the ammo from your bow after you've shot it? Now, as you guys probably have noticed, whenever you shoot a bow, the arrow actually gets stuck in a wall. So can you pick that arrow back up and use it again in your next shot? I'm actually interested by this one, and I don't know the answer, surprisingly. I thought that I would know the answer to this, but I've actually never tried it out. So let's go ahead and try it. We'll shoot this bow, let the explosives go off, and then we're gonna run over this arrow. And maybe we pull out our bow. Oh, that's so sad, dude. If Fortnite had this as a mechanic, this would be the best thing ever. But it looks like, unfortunately, you cannot actually pick up arrows you have already shot. All they're going to do is actually go ahead and despawn. Let's go ahead and shoot that guy. Look at that aim. That was actually pretty good aim. I rarely ever hit those types of shots. But that is the answer to our top, what is that, like 9 myths about bows in Fortnite Chapter 3 Season 1. If you guys actually did enjoy this video, then please consider leaving a like on it and subscribing to the channel, as that would help me out a ton. If you guys want to see more myth videos like this for future updates, then like I said, leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Wow, that guy just went flying. Well, like I said, I hope you guys all have an amazing day, and I will see you guys in the next one.